Mic check 1 2 1 2. I'm sitting there talking and didn't realize that I was on mute. Oh wow, that kind of rhymed a little bit. But yeah, man, this is Midday Madness. We're gonna come in and we're gonna talk about the markets and not only talk about markets. I wanted to use this time to actually talk about a topic. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, and share this video. We're gonna talk about why most traders lose. Right? Why do most traders lose? Why is it so hard for traders? Um, I have my thoughts on it, and we'll get into that. But before we do, let's talk about the markets a little bit. So, continuing from the conversation that we talked about yesterday, which was April 23rd, if you guys remember, one of the things that I discussed was trying to fill some of this gap. We did not totally fill it, but overnight we did touch on it a little bit and come in and tap it. Now, what I told you guys was if we could not get back over this hump, I would be totally looking at shorts today, which we did, as you see early, we did right off the open. We broke that area of 54.20, 24.75. We straight broke it. And then from there, I was like, okay, I would be a player. I'll be looking for trades to the long side, to possibly go back and test the highs. Well, as you see, we did. We broke this level, even broke this level right here, show resistance. Now this becomes resistance. And boom, could take that level all the way here. We just blew through that level, right? Then it turns into resistance. We come back, toe tap, and now we've been playing in this area. We kind of have not been able to get over this little area, which was kind of tight. This little area right in here, yeah, right. Yesterday was a tight area for us, and so we rejected. I'm not sure what we're gonna do here this afternoon, but what I would be looking for is the test of this area to see if we can hold above 54.37.25. If we can hold above there, that's where I would look to be a player. Or if we can break above 5,500 and break above that area and then hold and see if we can start to then push up to this 55.34.50 area. I'm done for today, so I'm not going to trade it. In fact, I probably won't even look at it until this evening to understand exactly what it did. But that's what I'll be looking for, in the afternoon. And always remember, man, past performance isn't indicative of future performance. So trade at your own risk. Make sure that you have your risk management together and that you are good to go. Otherwise, it just becomes gambling. All right. You can look at NQ real quickly. Same thing with NQ. Pretty much, we started to fill that gap a little bit, but it didn't take out, the whole gap. And so, once again, off the open, we have here this area right here, which was key for me. 18.861 broke, came back, touched it, right? Went over to just a tad, and then started to feel it. Boom, push up. We've been pushing up. And now we just kind of been playing in this resistance level of 1981 area, 19181 area. We just kind of been playing. So same thing here. What I'll be looking for is to push down and break below here. So the low of regular trade hours RTH. I'll be, then kind of looking to the downside there. All right, let's go to oil. Oil was doing the same exact thing. And here on oil, perfect, here down this morning. And let me explain this, right? Because we have a level here, but because how we were playing and look how we were overshooting this level. For me, that wasn't, what I wanted to do. I wanted to look more for the long side down here or short this area, but I didn't short it. I was looking for the long here. So as you see, it toe tapped it, touched it, and then shot back up to this level, right? Great trade right there. And what would I be looking for? I would be looking to hopefully break above this area. This is the sweeter area. I think we kind of talked about this before, but being able to hold above this area so we can start to trail back up, in this area, which is what I talked about yesterday. But if not, this will be key here. If we can break this and then start to go down and test 61 and beyond, that's what I would be looking for. Gold. All right. Gold, man. Once again, gold and overnight, it just pushes up and then it kind of fizzles out and then it kind of gets in the middle. But gold actually did great because off the open, look, boom, shot hit the level and then started shooting up. And it shot all the way up to this level right here before it rejected, which is 3371.8. And then came here, shot down to this level, which became a little bit of resistance, 3358, and then it decided to come back up. But this became resistance here, this area, and I mean, boom, then it starts to fall for you, and then break through, and it really sat on this level for a while, just kind of playing, and I mean, honestly, it's still kind of sitting, around that level. It did break down here, but I don't know. This has been a magnet for it pretty much all day. So I would kind of be careful when it comes to gold. What I'll be looking for, I'll be looking for the test. I will be looking for the test of the lows, either the test of the lows or the test of the highs at this point, because it's just really like a seesaw here and just going, and it's just kind of stuck in the middle here. So I needed to break up or break down before I would look at being a player. Simple as that. All right. So now, why do most traders lose? I'm thinking about starting a series and really talking about this because I wanted to come on and just have a little discussion about it, because everyone has a different story when it comes to trading. Some people, hey, they get into it and they jump right into it. They become successful. We know most people that is not true, because 95% of traders fail, right? I was one of those that struggled a little bit when it came to trading. I have now been trading about 4 years off and on. So when I first started, like most people, I was trading in sim, killing it, and knocking it out the park. As soon as I went live, gas, trash, just stink, right? Just off the rip, I was trash. I just mentally, I couldn't do it. I struggled. It was hard for me. And one, I think it was hard for me just seeing the money. It was hard for me to see the losses, like most people. I mean, it's kind of, it is. I mean, it's kind of like gambling. You have that feeling of the highs, and then when you lose, and it's the lows of the lows. And so you have to learn to take that out of it and become part of a system. The best thing is to be as robotic as you possibly can. And how to do that is trust in your system. Don't worry about the money, right? Trust your system. Worry about your mental edge and your mindset. There are so many strategies out here for you to make money. But if you do not stick to that strategy, it is hard for you to make money, right? I can remember literally, and it was just a transgression, but I got better with the system. But I had to really learn how to lose. Like most people don't know how to lose. And I'm gonna give you an example. I could literally, right, sit here for a week, Monday through Thursday, make $6,000, $7,000. And then come Friday, if I wasn't seeing the market correctly, I lose that $6,000 right back in one day, right? So I sat here and worked hard Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday was a bad day, I would lose it. I take it even a step further. I could go 2 weeks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I'm just saying, I made $10,000. Friday, lose 9. Like I literally would lose what I made. And those days got even further in between. It even got so bad, I think the worst time I had, it was I think I was 3, like, no, it was a month. So I literally went a month without having a bad day. And I was up maybe 30 grand. And in one day, I think I lost 28. Like, I, I don't, this isn't the stuff that people talk about, right? To let you know, like, yo, no, you're not alone. There's people that have days like that. And honestly, that happened to me. That was my wake up call. I was like, bro, you sat here and made 30 grand and you literally gave it all away. You cannot do that. And I had to start really doing the work and digging in my mental to figure out, why was I doing this? Why was I letting myself do this? Like, I could not get up. I would just take stupid trade after stupid trade. Highly, if you hear me, I know somebody feel what I'm saying, man. Like, I know I'm not the only person that do this. Well, I don't do it anymore, but has done this. And this was part of my journey. And so you realize, like, yo, you don't have, a strategy issue. You don't have, a technical issue. You have a mental block. Like, you can't lose. You don't know how to take an L. And I think also that stems back from, how we come up, our school system, like trying to get 100%. So you feeling like every single day should be green. Well, if you have a long-term portfolio, we all know every day isn't green. But over time in the progression, your money continues to stack up, right? And you have to look at it from the standpoint of risk management, your mental edge. What makes sense? Now, before I take a trade, right? Okay, so I'm looking at this area, right? This is one of my levels, 54, 55, 75. And so I'm looking at this. And if I was to take a trade, I'm like, okay, realistically, where would I want to take this trade to? Well, realistically, this is where I want to take the trade to, right? I would hope for more, but this is where I want to take the trade to. Okay, well, where's your stop, Adrian? Well, you got a level right here, and I'm looking. So now I'm adding it up. Okay, that's 20 points. Okay, coming up here, you know, that's about 25, 26 points. And then the possibility of adding that on. But I can't count that because I'm going to scale here. And then I'm going to go to make it a free trade. And hopefully, if we can break through this area, right, then we'll get that. So I can't count that. But what I'm worried about is, realistically, how much do I have to give up? Where's my stop going to be? So we have a level right here, which is 54.36. That's 20 points, right? So now we're saying 25, 20 points. Okay. So in my mind, I'm like, well, if I take this, I'm going to have to lower my size, right? I'm going to have to lower my size to take this trade because I can't go in with my normal size because that's only a 1 to 1.5. That's not a 1 to 2, not a 1 to 3, which is what I really like to take, right? And that's why taking the trade down here made so much sense earlier, right? Because how much room I have to go up. Because if I'm taking the trade here, I'm literally taking, a stop here. So what is that? Boop, 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 boop. Took the trade up to here, right? So that's what, 3 to 1? That's key. That's sweet. I'll take that all day, every day, right? Give or take. But that's what I'm saying. So before I put it on, I'm thinking through that. So I'm even beyond the levels. It's the mental edge of what makes sense. Okay, that don't make sense right now. So that's just like, even now, right? Even, the breakout. I wouldn't take this breakout trade. Because why? We have failed here twice. Just like yesterday, we failed. And I'm not saying it's going to fail this time. But what I needed to do is I needed to break here and hold. So we break here and hold at the pretty much the century figure mark, the 5,500 mark, and we hold above. Now look at all this space I have to go to move. I'm looking there. Guess what? This area, now we finally breaking it and holding it, it starts to become resistance. So now I'm looking at, okay, if we break, we hold here, right? Boom. So now we're looking at 15 over 30, like 40. I'm taking it all day. Boom. I'm taking it all day. Risk reward. Risk reward. So I start to think of that and start looking at my system, and I start talking to myself. Like if you sit with me while I trade, and maybe one day I will, I talk through my trades. I actually journal through my trades. It's not just about making money. If you get caught up with the money making aspect, you'll lose it because it comes quick. Because it's like, oh, I see something, I'm gonna take it. But when you can't mentally process losses, it's hard. And that is what makes trading so difficult, is the fact that we have been keen to a system that teaches us 100%. Well, this isn't that. You cannot be 100% in this, right? A baseball player batting 300 is one of the best. One of the best baseball players in the league, and he's batting 300. Not 1,000, not 900, not 800, 700, 600, 500, 400, 300. That is a successful hitter in the game. You can literally be correct 33% of the time in the markets and be extremely successful. All about your risk management. And I know some people scalp and do some of those things. You got to do the work to learn yourself and what makes you tick. I'm trying to tell you, your mental edge, understanding who you are, is going to help you in this trading world. I'm trying to tell you, it is not necessarily about the strategy. You know, I talk to people about, you know, charts, and they're like, man, this is like science and this, I can't understand it. I'm like, you got to simplify your system. You learned your system at work. You learned your system on your business. You learned all these different systems and how to make them work. If you did that, right? If you did that, then you can do it. You can do it. It is not that hard. I am a simple trader. I do not have what. So for all intents and purposes, what you see on my charts is what I go by. Like, I know some people, when they talk about their charts, they have other charts. This is what I use to set up what I'm trading every single day. I'm simple. This is it. You see my little green lines. You see some of my yellow lines. These are some of my line in the sands. And it's really just to keep me looking like, okay, we're holding above here. I'm looking good on the upside. We're breaking down here. Okay, I'm looking. Yeah, it's super, super simple. I'm not looking for a lot. I'm not looking for a lot. I have gotten comfortable in my system. I have simplified the system, and I make it extremely easy to trade. I make it extremely easy to trade. And that's what it's about, simplifying your system. You do not have to have some complex system to make you trade and make you become profitable and hit your targets every time you trade. No. Get comfortable with losing, because it's part of the game. You're going to lose some trades. You're going to lose some days. Get comfortable. It's being a good loser. You have to become a good loser. Most people are bad losers. That's just a fact. Most of us are horrible at losing. If we lose, you know what I'm saying? Think about it. When you was a kid and you lost the game, you was kicking your ball, you was throwing your glove on the ground, or you threw the basketball, you typically cried, you know, oh man, here, you got to forget about it. I lost. Now what I ask, okay, was it part of my plan? Yeah, it was part of my plan. Did you set up for it? Did you properly rest? You know what I mean? Like, now I'm asking myself the questions. Did you do what you needed to do, your due diligence, and you just lost the trade? Yeah, get them again. You know, wait for the next one. Then the next one, you'll get them. You have to be able to forget it and move forward. Like, you can't let a loss stay in your mind. because guess what? That loss lingers, and now you carry it forward to your next trade. So, and I used to do that. I take a loss. Now I'm carrying it to my next trade. So guess what? Right. So we're using this as an example. Taking this. This is after a loss. Okay. I'm here. Now it's giving me some slack in this area. Oh, I'm getting nervous. I'm not sure. I done already took a loss. You know what? I'm cutting the trade. I cut the trade. But look at the trade. Look at the trade. It did. It did and is doing what I wanted it to do. Test this area, which it has tested it, broke above it, right? It's steady pushing up. Steady pushing up. I typically would just cut the trade. Now look at how much I'm out of. No, if coming up to this area, right, which is now almost a 30-point trade, was what I was looking for, then cool. You let it play out. Now, what I may have done is scaled here, right? Okay, it's getting tight. You know what? Let me scale out. Let me take some profits just to make sure that I have something in the bag here. I don't, if I'm nervous, I don't want to give it all up, but I'm not ending this trade. No. And if it comes back and then blows through here, it is what it is. I live for the next one, right? Then I hit the next one, boom. Game over. I'm done for the day, because guess what? Typically I take, risk management based on that. And I take those types of trades. So that's what you have to do. You have to get in your mindset, understand who you are, understand your edge in the market. Another thing that was tough for me, and I know it's different for other people, I can't take a lot of trades. I can't. I personally cannot take a lot of trades. It doesn't fit my personality. I get all flustered. I don't know. It just does not work for me. So I'm pretty sure, when you hear me talk, it's usually I done took 3, maybe 4 trades max, and that's all I took. That's my personality. I've tried to trade for 5 hours, back and forth, edge, setting up. I don't know. It don't work for me. I can't do it. Personally, I can't. So what I do is, my plan is, no, we stay within 5 trades. And guess what? As my account grows, then I just add size. That's how I make more money, is by adding size. I can't take more trades and add money. I've done it, and every single time I could go in, and I'll give you an example. When I started watching the charts more, I was like, man, I'm doing this more. You know what? Let me try to sit here from 8:30 and 3, and let me just take as many trades that I see set up. I did that. Let me tell you something. After the 3rd trade, I was pretty much at my goal of the day. After 3 trades, I was there. Guess what? I took another 7 trades. You know how much I was up? Another $300. That's it. After taking 10 trades, when I was done after 3. Mentally, it just doesn't fit me. It doesn't work for me. You have to understand yourself. You have to understand, what your edge is in the market, what you're seeing the best. For me, when I'm extremely selective, which is why I put a cap on my trades, it makes me extremely selective on what I take and when I take it and how I take it, right? Because I know if I take 5 trades, I don't care if I'm down or up. I'm done for the day. So if I took 5 trades and I'm up $200, that's what it is. And I'm getting up and I'm done. Some people like, why would you do that? You still got setups that could happen. It doesn't fit me, because I'm going to do something stupid. Because if the longer I sit here and wait, the more I'm going to see things that aren't there. That's my philosophy. I don't know how you guys are, but I do. I started to see things that I'm like, I can squeeze this out. Like, I start forgetting my risk reward. I start forgetting a lot of things. It's crazy. I know. I'm just saying. I can't do it. I personally cannot do it. 5 trades max. So that's why when I talk on the recap, I'm like, yep, I took this trade. And it's usually 1 trade on ES, 1 trade on gold, one trade on NQ, and some days one trade on oil. But y'all know how I feel about oil. I don't really trade oil as much as I trade the other ones. But that's it. Then on a good day, I may take 3 trades just on NQ. Just depends on how it's moving. On another day, I may just take 3 trades on gold, or I may just take 3 trades on ES. Those are the 3 that I typically trade consistently. But what I'm looking for is the best trade of the day. And once again, for me, was if we broke above here, I'm looking long. That's the best trade of the day. And as you look and see where the price action is and how we've moved up, what would have been a better trade than this, after 9:30? There's absolutely no better trade. I'm done, right? I mean, you could short up here, down to here. That's a solid trade, but there's nothing better. I'm consistent in that way. And if that would have took an L, yeah, then I'll sit around and okay, because now I'm looking, well, if we can't hold here, I'm looking for us to come back down here and test this area, and then maybe go back and fill this gap that we did not fully fill. But that's it. I'm not a scalper. I don't scout, and I'm okay with losing now. That was the difference. I'm okay with losing and getting to the next day. So even if that trade did not transpire for me, I'm good. And guess what happens when you get comfortable with losing? You're good. It's like, I don't know. It's like you get better. I know this sounds crazy. I know sometimes it's hard to fathom, but I'm telling you, most people are not successful, and most people lose at trading because they're just not comfortable with seeing red. People panic. People freak out. I've gotten to the point I can be in a trade and it could be down in the red. I can get up and walk away, go use the bathroom, get some water, come back, and hopefully it turned around. But I got to stop. If not, it got stopped out. Right? Now, I'm not crazy either, just like I said, and coming back here using this as an example, right? If I took this trade and it failed, and then maybe it come back retest, and I'm like, okay, I think we're ready, and I took it. Now, if I was uncomfortable, here is another level. I may scale out here, which is nothing to sneeze at because it's 20 points. But ultimately, I would be looking for here, right? So I'm going to scale here because I'm a little nervous. I may scale here. I ain't cutting the trade totally. I'm going to scale. And then I'll let it do what it do. And look, we're starting to come for yesterday's high. And like I told you guys, if we can hold that area, I would definitely be interested up in here. But we have not really been able to break above and hold that area. That would make me interested. Now, if we fail again, I would need it to fail and hold here first before, I would be looking at the short. Simple as that. Why most traders lose? Most traders lose because they're not comfortable with losing. It's a double entendre. I know. You got to get comfortable with losing. You're not going to win every single trade. It's just not feasible. You're going to lose. And you're going to have bad days. The sooner you accept that, and with that, now you can say, okay, you know what? Depending on what size your account is, hey, once I lose this amount, I'm done for the day. You gotta be able to get up and walk away. It's just like being at the blackjack table, poker table, roulette table, whatever. You gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them. You gotta know. You gotta know, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to know when to walk away. If you don't know when to walk away, you're going to struggle, and you're going to continue to struggle. You're going to continue to struggle. I'm telling you, that was a slap in the face when I made 30 grand and in one day I lost 28. I was like, yo, boy, you ain't gonna never make it trading. And you know, I went through all the emotions and felt bad. But see, this is the beautiful thing about trading, right? Only person you can blame is yourself. It's like boxing. I can't blame nobody else. I can only look myself in the mirror and say, yeah, you messed up. You did that. Trash. Come on, bro. You got to do better than that. It's your fault. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. That hey, this ain't a team, right? It's you in there, mano y mano, one on one. You in these markets. Who gonna win? You, Marcus? Understand? You gonna take some punches. Bop bop. You might get knocked down. That's the loss of the day. But tomorrow's another day. You got to know when to throw in the towel. Don't get hurt. Don't blow your account in one day because you don't know when to throw in the towel and say, you know what? I need to go regroup, train a little bit, and get back at it because this ain't working. And I take it a step further. This is the worst. This is the absolute worst. I don't know if you ever did this, and I'm gonna get ready to close this video down. But you did all that, right? You did great. Boom, you winning. You're making your trades. You're building profit, and then you do something stupid, like I just said. You had built 30 grand, and then you lose 28, right? Then you turn around, and guess what you do? You hit your goal for the next day. So, if you would have just sat down, threw in the towel the previous day, you've been cool. You wouldn't have been down, right? Especially if you have the right risk management. So meaning, okay, if I lose, small accounts, if I lose $500, I'm done for the day. Okay. My goal is to make $1,000. Then I'm done for the day, right? You lost 500, you walked away. Boom. Next day you made 1,000. So you still up 500. Don't you hate that? You hit. But then if you put that in your mind, you're like, it's just a bad day. Don't let I got a couple signs, right? In here. A small profit is better than a big loss. That's one of my signs I read daily. I have another one. Follow your plan. Building your account does not happen overnight. If you are trading with no plan, you are gambling. You're gambling. Trading with no plan, you gambling. Trading with no plan, you gambling. Stop playing. Hey man, make sure to like and subscribe and share this video with your friends. If you know anybody that's trying to get into day trading, especially futures, get in contact, leave a comment, and we'll get back with you, man. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed it. My rant's over. Peace.